It is barely November, and we're already 3 cases deep in the 2026. That's right, the case we're revealing today, Case C of 2026 singles, is already being found in some parts of the world, as is Case B, which means we are super ahead of schedule. As you guys may or may not know, we reveal these singles cases about 2 months before their scheduled release date. Which means if we're revealing Case C now, it is not actually scheduled to release until January 1st. Yeah, New Year's Day. And it's already out in some parts of the world. Absolutely crazy, but let's just roll with it. 2026 color changers are out and about, and I'm sure 2-packs will be soon to follow here any day now. But let's just dive right on into these contents. There are a lot of returning cars from the previous 2 cases, which we will start with, and then we'll get into what actually KC brings new to the table, even though it's not that new. So you do have one Race and Rescue Lightning McQueen in this case. Nothing special about that. You have Race and Rescue Luigi and Guido. That's a little bit more exciting. They were in Case A, not in Case B. Very rare. Their 2025 release only in Case X, a case that has barely been distributed anywhere. It is just now starting to hit some Walmart stores, the half version of Case X, which fortunately does include Race and Rescue Luigi and Guido. So anyone who's looking for Race and Rescue Luigi and Guido or Eugene Carbereski or Drift Party Mater, take a look at Walmart. You think, Target's been great lately or over the last 2 years getting in cases, but for Case X here, Target, at least, around the Midwest, not so great. Walmart, a little bit better. We also have Rally Race Chick Hicks in this case, and just a fun little fact for you, that was actually supposed to be Rally Race Cruz, but based on some of the findings, Rally Race Chick has replaced her, which makes it his second case of the year, and should be final case of the year, but who knows? Things are always liable to change. We have one Sheriff in this case as well. One Hydraulic Ramone. This is the red Ramone, so a pretty nice inclusion, but again, nothing we haven't seen before. You do have 2 Cryptid Buster Lightning McQueens in this case, who is single-handedly carrying the weight of all of cars on the road by himself. Now, yes, we are getting the Deputy McQueen and Bella Cadaver 2-pack, but this is the only Cars on the Road single that is planned for the entirety of the 2026 mainline, unless something spontaneously combusts and changes all of a sudden. But as it stands, it's CBLM, and a quantity of 2 in this case. There is one Mater in this case. This is working towhook version of Mater with his sneaky Cars 2 artwork, which I'm glad they're using. You have Flo, who's using her actually Cars 3 artwork, and it is the same artwork they used last year for Flo with Trey, which they should not have. You have 2 of just your regular Cars 1 Lightning McQueen in this case. I don't know why they don't just slap some 20th anniversary logo on some of these more nostalgic, Blue Blood characters. Just slap that logo on Mater, Sheriff, Flo, Cars 1 McQueen here. And they're going to sell a little bit better. I'm still not, saying they're going to sell great because they're the same cars at the end of the day. But slap that 20th anniversary logo on there. It might mean something. It might carry some weight. Just a thought, but it doesn't seem like they're going to change the packaging on anything except for the handful of celebration cars they're doing toward the latter half of the year. Well, calendar year for the mainline, it's different. That's actually going to be more like May, especially if we continue at this rate. You do have one of Ralph Carlo, the Little Torquey Pistons racer in this case, and one of the No-Stall racer, Todd Marcus, both of which are the Cars 1 versions. A lot of people coming at me over the last month when I first revealed these, either saying they have to be the Cars 3 version, Mr. Dockett, because, Speedy Comet's out, or people saying, no, it's either Jonas Carvers or Todd Marcus. It can't possibly be both, right? They wouldn't put the stock car and next gen in the same year, let alone the same case, well, that's kind of exactly what they did here. Because there are 2 Jonas Carvers in this case as well. Trust me, guys, Mattel is not looking that finely into some of these specs. They're not like, oh my God, that's too much. No, they don't care. They might not even know. Jonas Carvers to them is Jonas Carvers, not the no-stall next gen. But to us, he is the no-stall next gen at a quantity of 2 in this case. And that is your first newbie, quote unquote. It is Jonas's first time to, let's be very clear here, Red Riders singles, because he was released in a 2-pack with Conrad Camber several years ago when Red Riders just started. So for a second, thought, oh my God, it's kind of crazy. Jonas is back for his first time in a while. Not really. No, not really. You do have 2 of Rust-eze McQueen, and yeah, despite being a very common release over the last couple years, this is his first time being released in a 2026 case. You also have 1 of Holley Shiftwell. Now, it does look like she has a different color. I mean, they're always changing the shade of purple that she is. It's crazy. I'm going to have to take a look for myself and let you guys know if this is more akin to, the recent release, that Amazon Starter Cars 2 5-pack, not probably the 2020 pink release. Maybe it's the original Chinese version. Maybe it's the Electroshock 2016 version of Holley, but it seems like every couple of years they just change her color. This change likely because of the shift back to China. It's like they finally established a pretty good color for her in Thailand. Oh, too bad. We're back in China now, and we just don't know what to do. So we're just going to come out with a slightly altered shade of purple. The Cars 2 vibes continue here with 1 Finn McMissile. This is just regular Finn McMissile. This is not the Palace Danger shouting Finn McMissile that we got in 2020 just under the label of regular Finn McMissile. So yeah, this is just your regular smiley Finn. We have gotten him multiple times in Red Riders, so really nothing too crazy here. But this one is new to Red Riders, and that is Nigel Gearsley. I am pretty happy to see him back, although, again, I mean, there's nothing remotely new about Nigel Gearsley. He has been released a lot since 2011, but that being said, it is his first time in quite some time since, Blue Desert, late 2019, I believe, was Nigel's last release. So it is good to see him back, and especially on a refresh packaging like this. So I will take that. But again, I mean, we did just get Nigel Gearsley with Flames a couple years ago as well. So it's not like he's been extinct by any stretch of the imagination. And similar deal here with the 1 Carla Veloso in the case. I believe she has been released a little bit more frequently, a little bit more recently than Nigel. I could be wrong on that. She might also have been, last released in late 2019 in Blue Desert. Yeah, it does look like that. And then she got the 2020 Flame release, just like Nigel. So yeah, her and Nigel have been on the same track. Late 2019 Blue Desert, and then you get your Flame release in 2020, with the exception that Carla did receive the GRC release in 2024, which of course Nigel did not. We also have 1 of Race and Rescue Mater in this case, so it's his first time back for 2026. Not a big deal. Package on the back will be a little different. He won't say new for 2025. It's a nice Race and Rescue character, one of the better ones I'd say. Always sells well, and so does this next one here, and that is Morgan Martins from Race and Rescue. At a quantity of 1, if they ever put 2 Morgan Martins in a case, I would be astonished, because, I mean, he is big. He takes up quite a bit of case real estate. He takes up pretty much, he takes up more than 1/24th of the case, which is what he should be taking up. But I think that's where they make it up somewhere else with, including Race and Rescue Luigi and Guido, who's a little bit kind of on the smaller side for, the average diecast car. And you throw a couple Jonas Carvers, a couple Rust-eze McQueens in there, very slim cars, and you'll be right back in the game. So yeah, One Morgan Martins, again, his first time back since case Y, so he'll be still very sought after. But I believe he will be in another case this year, so don't feel too much urgency. But again, slightly different packaging. And to conclude this wonderful case, we have the RPM Next Gen Barry DePedal for his first time in just a couple years. Again, it is interesting always looking up some of these recent releases for what we think to be a more substantial release. But I mean, Barry was just released in 2022 in Red Riders. Before that, 2019 in multiple ways. He also got a 2019 2-pack with Eric Breaker. Not to mention, he was just released last year. You might still see him on the pegs with Nick Shift in that 2-pack. Not to mention, he was released 2 years before that in another Red Riders 2-pack with Harvey Rodcap. A 2-pack I actually opened for you guys on the channel when I reviewed the Thailand variant of Harvey Rodcap. So Barry, I mean, he's received so many releases at this point. It is probably the worst next gen to be coming back this year, maybe. Maybe one of the ones in the 2-pack you could argue is worse. But yeah, I mean, Barry, there's nothing special about him here at all. It's just whatever at this point. I'm just getting a little frustrated. As you guys know, they just seem to be rehashing what they've given us over the last 5 years with like 4 exceptions, and that's it. So yeah, guys, at the end of the day, it is what it is. We'll see if there are any surprises in store for us for the rest of the year. I hope so, but it's just not looking great. And, I would prefer to be optimistic, but I prioritize realism and honesty with you guys. So thanks as always for watching. Those are your 2026 Singles KC contents being found in Hong Kong, maybe some other places around there. Case B being found there as well, and also AutoZone stores in the US. I am confident Case B and 2-packs Case E, which is the first case of 2026, will hit Target stores at any day now. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of really like when in the next 7 days, not if. Like, they are inbound, trust me. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye now. Spending all my time with you.